welcome back. So today I'm going to do another video on this Wait on the Lord study that we are doing, or writing challenge, whatever you want to call it. I just want to, I know there are some people who can absolutely just do this on their own, totally good. And I know there are some people who are usually asking for more videos or walkthroughs. And so that's what this is for, is just to kind of do a little bit more. And then if you are going through this later at a later time, I'm going to have a whole playlist of this so that you can always, like, especially if you're part of the studio, you can go download, you can go to the study section, and then you would be able to have the YouTube playlist right there, and you could kind of, you know, use it as you go through it. So that's kind of the plan with these videos. So last week I did week 1, and this week I'm going to go through week 2, and then I am going to just do the first day of week 3 and just like show you what exactly I would do. We'll just walk through one of the verses. But the first thing I wanted to show you before we get to week 2 is I was going to show you, we're going to go to week 4 because it's blank. So on this page you have, day 1 through 4, and then you have 5, 6, and 7, and there's this blank section. And so I don't know if I said what you can use it for. Of course, you can use it for whatever you want. But if you want some ideas, I think it'd be a good place for a prayer. So you could even, before you even start, you could write a prayer, or after, you could absolutely like look through all the verses and kind of turn it into a prayer. It would be a good place for like a takeaway. The other thing that I thought of, and this is what I'm doing, is I actually went to Pinterest and I'm using it kind of like a vision board. So in Pinterest, I typed in wait on God, I think is what I typed in. And all these cute little things came up that just say different things, like you can still praise God even in the waiting season, trust God, just different stuff. So that is what I did for mine. I've got these here. So that's another idea, is to do that. So I just wanted to share that little tip or idea. So this is week 2. We started with Galatians 5:5, and I just wrote some notes. I have been doing the study stuff every single day. So typically and I'm not right on track, so it's totally fine if you're not on track, or if you don't even do it every day. Like there's sometimes I skip a day and then I come back, I just go to the next day. But I typically write the verse, and then I will copy that verse and paste it on this page so that I can see it up top, and then I will just take some notes. So for Galatians 5:5, I just wrote, you know, how do we wait for the Lord? We wait by faith, by hoping in him, and by believing him in who he is and what he's done. And we wait expectantly, confidently, and patiently. For Psalm 37:34, I wrote, we can expect the Lord and keep his way. For Isaiah 26:8-9, I wrote, seek him diligently. That it talked about this deep longing of our soul. Up here it says, your name, even your memory, is the desire and deep longing of our soul. So I just wrote, deep longing of our soul is his holy name, his works, his memory. And then I did some commentary on Matthew Henry, from Matthew Henry. So I really loved this. If our desires be indeed towards God, we must give evidence that they are so by seeking him, and seeking him early as those that desire to find him and dread the thoughts of missing him. So that was that day. And then for Psalm 52:9, I just wrote wait on his name, and I did some more commentary here. So just talking about we must live a life of expectation and humble dependence upon God. So that was that day. And then the next day was Psalm 25:20-21. I looked up the King James Version, which was keep my soul. So the Amplified was guard my soul, and this one was keep my soul. And I just wrote take refuge in him, because it talked in here about, for I have taken refuge in you. So I just wrote, he is a refuge and shield. He guards our souls. He rescues and saves. He protects. So wait on him and continue to wait. And then this was Galatians 6:9, where it talks about let us not grow weary or become discouraged by doing good, for at the proper time we will reap as we if we do not give in. And so I just wrote, wait on him in every season. That in every season he is like that little Pinterest thing said, in every season he is worth waiting for. And he knows our seasons, and at a proper time we will no longer wait, so we can continue to wait and hope in him. And then this was Psalm 27, 13 through 14. This is one of my favorite verses. Just talks about the goodness of God and that, I would not have despaired had I not believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. So wait and confidently expect him. So I just wrote that in due time he would see the displays of his goodness. And again, this commentary is from Matthew Henry, but it talked about even the best saints are subject to faint when their troubles are grievous and, our spirits are overwhelmed. So we can keep hoping, keep praying, keep waiting, and keep our good thoughts on God. So I just wrote, wait on his goodness, hope in his goodness. And that was it for week 2. Now we are on week 3. And we're going to do Psalm 39:7. So I'm going to get my Bible. As I said in the previous video, I am using my prayer Bible. So this is my prayer Bible. It just has all these tabs for different topics so that I can easily, like if I'm feeling anxious, I can easily go to this page and pray over it. In the front of it, I'm keeping the Wait on the Lord tabs and stickers so that I can easily do it. So what I would first do is go to that Psalm 39:7. So Psalm 39, verse 7, and this is I'm just using a highlighter. This is my Wait on the Lord highlighter, also Walk and my Heart. I just do a few usually because there's not that many different highlighter colors. So verse 7. So I just highlight it and then I get my sticker and I put it right beside the verse. And then all of my Wait on the Lord tabs, I do stick my tabs in the same spot so that they're very easy to find. So like you'll notice all the anxiety tabs are right here. Healing tab, like all softened hearts are here. And then like up here I have who he is all in a line. So I kind of line them up so that they're very easy to find. So all my Wait on the Lord tabs are right there. So just grab a tab and fold it. And these are also in the studio as well as the stickers. And I stick it right there. So that is done. So now I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to write the verse. Okay, so I wrote the verse, and so next what I do is, and we'll just go step by step, just so, even like the more fun stuff. So next, for good notes, what I do is I have been taking the pen tool, and for the pen tool, there's this little setting in pen settings, and this draw and hold, where you can have this fill color on. So if you make a box, so let's say I make a box black and you hold it straight and then it colors it in. And then if you just click once to the undo, it'll take the black away and just leave it filled. So that's usually what I do. So I usually choose a color. So I'm going to choose this orangey color. And I usually just come in here and do it for the word wait or anything that's like wait. So you can see there's like the orange outline, and then I just click the undo button just so there's just a little, it just kind of highlights it. So I'll show you so here's like week 1. So you can see it just has like a little highlight, and it's just very easy to find where it said wait. So that is how I do that. And then what I do is I do the lasso tool and I just copy this whole thing. Just my lettering is what it's going to copy. And so I usually try to remember. So it's Psalm 39:7. So then I come here and I paste, and then I just write in Psalm 39:7. And I usually try to do something like cute. Oops. Sometimes it erases it when you do that, so you just have to do undo and it comes back. I don't know why. I think it thinks I'm making some kind of box or something, or I'm trying to erase it. Okay, so now I have my verse ready to go. And so then I typically click these 3 dots and do split view, and I turn my iPad and I'm going to open up the eSword app. And then I usually just study the rest of the verse this way. So I'm going to go to Psalm 39, verse 7. Now, sometimes I will, before I even do this, I will just write like a few notes. Like some of the stuff that I write, there is no commentary. It's just me writing notes. So I just wrote, why do we continue to wait? Because we have hope in him, which keeps us going and trusting and believing. So sometimes I just try to write my own thoughts first before I come to this commentary. So now I'm here. For me, for my eSword app, the way I have it set up is this is the amplified version. So it's going to be the same as I've already read. Down here is the King James version. And then over here is the commentary. So I usually come over here and look at this and just see if it's any different. I will do a word study sometimes. I've already done the word study for wait and for hope several times, so I don't really need to do that, but sometimes I still look. And then we're at verse 7, so, and this starts at verse 7, so that means this right here is going to be about this verse. So then I'll just kind of read it. So here it talks about, in these verses, turns his eyes and heart heavenward. So sometimes I just pull little things out. So I just want to pull out, turns his eyes and heart heavenward. So I just grab it and I just hold it down, and then it's able to move, and I just swipe it over here. Now, when you do that, the only thing is it doesn't let you edit. I don't know why. If it's a longer verse, it kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it. Kind of like aligns it a certain way. So it doesn't bother me for this stuff though. So I just leave it. So just FYI though, if you don't want it to kind of align it for you, you can always copy. I'll just show you. Okay. So if I were to choose, like, let's say I choose this whole thing and I was to bring it over here, do you see how it kind of aligns it? And even if I go like this, it does not move the text. So for some reason, when you do it that way, it's aligned in this little space. So if you don't want to do that, you can hold it down and click copy, and then come over here, click paste, and that kind of removes that. But again, for this little study we're doing, I'm really not super picky. I don't care. So I just want to put out, turns his eyes and heart heavenward. Okay, and then I'll keep reading. So it talks about his dependence is on God, seeing all his vanity. And then he's talking about, so there is no, despairs of a happiness in things of the world. And that's why he says, now, Lord, what do I wait for? Even nothing from the things of sense and time. I have nothing to wish for, nothing to hope for from this earth. Okay, because our hope is in God, right? So the consideration, so he's talking about vanity. So he takes hold of happiness and satisfaction in God. My hope is in thee. We have God to go to. Okay, and then it talks about his submission. Now we're into verse 9. So, so I'm just going to exit out of here. And again, after just reading that, then sometimes if I don't feel like copying and pasting, I might just write my own thoughts. Okay, so I just wrote hope in heaven, not in this world. So that's basically it. Sometimes I'll, add a cute little thing. You know what? I forgot to show you. There's one thing I wanted to show you from last week, and I'm sorry, we're going to go back. I just wanted to read you guys this little quote because it was so great. It was from Spurgeon. It said, "We will not grow weary of waiting upon God if we remember how long and how graciously he once waited on us." So I just thought that was cool. So now what I'm going to do is I already have one here that I found the other day. God has never lost sight of you. He will guide you through. So I just want to show you how I would do that. The easiest way, again, is to do the split view. Turn it sideways. And the easiest way is to go to Safari, just because if you do the app, the Pinterest app, it doesn't let you like drag stuff very easily. So again, I just typed in wait on God. I kind of like this one. He restores to better than before. So I can just grab it and go like this, and now it's over there. So that's kind of just how I do it. You can also save it, and then when you're over here, open up your pictures. Okay, so then again, you know, you can just kind of scroll through and look. Again, this is just like extra fun stuff. It's not like necessary for the study, but I just kind of like doing it. So I just kind of do that. Sometimes I'll kind of crop it just so I can get more of the picture and less of like the background. There we go. It's like, where did it go? Like that. And then what I might do is leave this in here for like a little, like a main takeaway section. Okay guys, my new 2 favorite fonts, I'm gonna tell you. Wildberry handwriting, which is from the shop Wildberry on Etsy, and this handwriting, which I bought from, what's that place called? You know, like the place that has all the handwriting. Creative Market. I'll put a link. It is just, I don't know why, it's just my new favorite handwriting. I've been using it for everything. Okay, so then main takeaway. And then that way, you know, at the end of the week, I've got some cute little stuff, and then I can kind of just look through and have a main takeaway. So that is it for week 3, day 1. Let me know if you have any questions.